More drama in Dolton. Credit card transactions amounting to thousands of dollars without explanation and millions more owed to vendors.
A bombshell report highlights just how much financial trouble the village of Dolton is really in.
Welcome back to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm the host. Well, Lori Lightfoot, I told y'all that she was going to get down to the bottom of what happened in Dolton Township. And last week, on Thursday, she delivered the bombshell report in regards to the village of Dolton Township's finances. So we're going to get into that tonight. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates. And as I say on all my shows, thank you so much for rocking with your boy. Continue to subscribe. We almost at 3,000 subscribers, y'all. Let's hit that number. Can I get to that number by the end of this month? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's get into it. Well, as I articulated earlier in my little overview of tonight's episode, the village of Dolton hired Lori Lightfoot to investigate the financial stability of the board of trustees and if they could pay their bills. And they hired her back in, I think, at the end of May. And she came back and said that she was going to be delivering the report on August 8th, which was right after the township's monthly board meeting. And what you all are about to hear over the next couple of minutes is probably the most egregious and shameful display of taking advantage of the village, the people who voted for you, and the corruption that power does to people. So let's take a listen. Fair use.
Don and Scott, community members' jaws dropped during tonight's presentation. The report was put together by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was hired by village trustees in April as an independent investigator. They sought her out to get to the bottom of Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's alleged misuse of village funds.
Now, before we get into this, y'all do know that if you haven't been following this, Tiffany Henyard is the mayor of Dolton. She's under FBI investigation right now. They're investigating her misuse of funds. So you have them investigating. You got the Illinois Board of Ethics that is investigating her. You have a whistleblower who is the village's treasurer. He's a whistleblower. She wanted to fire him because he whistleblew. He was also a part of her administration in Thornton Township, where she's the actual supervisor. So she has two different jobs. She's the mayor of Dolton, and she's the actual supervisor of Thornton Township. So I just wanted to put that out there for those who don't know who Tiffany Henyard is.
Of the revelations made tonight, we are learning that as of May 31st of this year, the village's general fund, which is used to pay the majority of village expenses, is $3.65 million in deficit.
$6 million in a deficit. Give you a backstory. When she took over, they were in a net positive.
Across the village's 6 credit cards that Lightfoot has been made aware of, receipts for purchases are, quote, rarely provided.
All right, so I want y'all to see this. Y'all see these purchases? $33,000 to Amazon. You have $4,700 roughly to Amazon again on the same day. And then you have another $5,600 to Amazon on the same day. So that is, if you look at that, that's over $42,000 spent at Amazon in one day of the village's money. This is not someone's personal account. This is the township's money.
Unquote. In just one day, 3 transactions were made on Amazon. One for $33,000, another for $4,700, and a third for $5,600. Another significant purchase that stands out: nearly $7,700 spent at Wayfair.
Why is the village spending $7,600 at Wayfair? If y'all everybody knows what Wayfair is. That's a furniture spot, you know. So why is the village buying stuff on Wayfair? Come on now.
And that is only scratching the surface. Community members were shocked to learn that at least 589 checks amounting to over $6 million were approved and printed, but never sent to vendors.
Almost 600 checks were written against the township's account, and the money didn't go to the people it was supposed to go to. Why isn't this woman in jail? I asked the same questions because this is clear what's going on here now. It is so clear.
Henyard, a no-show for tonight's highly anticipated meeting, and attorneys for village trustees say she has changed the locks at Village Hall once again.
Why is she changing the locks? See, she changed the locks previously to keep the trustees out of their offices. And so I guess she's done it again. See, this is the stuff that she does. It's like she's trying to will power, but I think these walls are starting to close in on her.
$40,000 at Amazon. What a slap in the face to everybody that reside in 60419 zip code.
I know how I felt when I started seeing these numbers. So I can imagine how all of you are feeling after all this time being in the dark. There are a number of other things we know, but we aren't ready yet. We got to verify in 20 ways from Sunday.
Here is proof for everyone to see, and even the ones who doubt us. If you don't see through this, there's nothing I can say to you.
And that's true. And this is what I be trying to say. This is why I'm not a partisan hack. I don't support political parties, and I'm just not going to go out here and just vote for somebody simply because they look like me, or, you know, we in the D9 together, or, you know, went to HBCU. None of that stuff matters to me, right? When it comes to this part of me giving you my vote. Because if you blindly go out here and vote for somebody, these things like this will happen, and if you ain't never asking any questions, it just goes unchecked. We gotta get politically engaged in our communities because this stuff is going on. This is your taxpayer dollars. So when they come to you raising your taxes and you wondering where the taxes coming from, this is what you paying for. Somebody just paid $40,000, the village or township's taxpayers. Those people that live up there in Dolton just paid $40,000 to Amazon for somebody to go spend money. And what did she buy? What did she buy? Best Buy, $817. Another Best Buy charge of $400. Giftly, $521. Wayfair, $7,600. Walgreens, 2 transactions, $505.95. What did they spend this money on? Nothing. But these are the credit card. This is the city's credit card that's being spent on this stuff right here.
February of 2025, clean house.
Exactly.
House.
Also of note, the police department's expenditures have increased $1.6 million since fiscal year 2022. Since that time, former Deputy Chief Louis Lacey has taken home roughly $215,000 in overtime when he wasn't eligible for it.
The police chief is in on this too. So in my last video, I don't think I even mentioned it, but they suspended the police chief. the board members suspended him because they got whiff that he was doing this. Now we see the police chief was in on it. That's why his guys, if y'all haven't been following this, y'all got to go back and watch those videos that I got. I got a lot of videos on Tiffany Henyard. So if you want to catch up, I suggest you just go through and check those out. I may just make a playlist just specifically for her so you all can see those videos, because I've been reporting on this for over a year now. And she took some of the police officers and made them part of her personal detail, right? So they're doing accruing all this overtime. Now you see the police chief then took home $215,000 more on top of his salary that he was not eligible for. This is high corruption right here. High corruption.
2 other officers, Lightfoot says, made more in overtime than their base salaries. The details of tonight's report leaving community members infuriated.
My reaction was, I am devastated. I am devastated that this woman came in to our town and spent all of our tax money. We have senior citizens that can't even afford basic necessities.
I suspected it all along. Tiffany needs to be locked up. She needs to be made an example out of, that she cannot go around using our money.
Look how she look. Look how she look. Designers. Yes. And she didn't look like this before she came in office.
And spending it however she wants to spend it, like the job come with a cash register.
And we are told this is just the tip of the iceberg. More reports are expected to come as Lightfoot and her team continue to investigate and look into more alleged misuse of funds, including 2 separate trips to Las Vegas. Henyard did not return our request for comment tonight.
So, what else is there to say about this? This is corruption. Tiffany Henyard needs to be arrested. Hopefully the FBI will finish up this investigation on her and just bring the hammer down. And the taxpayers, I mean, this money's not going to get recouped. So these taxpayers are going to have to deal with a deficit. So that means that, I talked about it in previous videos. They've cut, they've had to fire city employees. They've had to lay off people. The fire department still doesn't have a new contract. They've been working on this same contract for 4 years. The city parks was getting fined for just putting down new mulch for the kids to play on in the playgrounds. She was shutting down businesses because they didn't want to support her politically, so she was making it hard for them to get their business licenses. But she's the first black woman to be elected as a mayor of this township, and you see what the hell that got you. Y'all need to get her out of there. And the village township residents, y'all need to be on the police and the FBI to crack down. Y'all need to be sending inquiries. Lori Lightfoot has given y'all the blueprint to go after this woman. Y'all should be looking to arrest her and everybody that she brought in with her. Who took your money, spent it all up, and left you in a deficit that your township ain't never had to deal with. This is how communities get destroyed. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the chat. We're going to keep watching out for this, and I'm going to keep reporting on it. And if y'all have residents from Dolton and y'all know some things and y'all want to share it with me, please share it with me. All my contact info is in the description. So until next time, Coaching Nation, let's keep it coaching.